Hello, my fellow teachers and educators of young children everywhere. Today I'm going to share with you some strategies and tactics that I use when I am trying to figure out the readability and level of a certain book that I'm using for my class. And I'm going to share with you how I determine or measure my students' readability level. The readability leveling system that I like to use and I have been using for my 10th grade science book club is Lexile. Lexile will help you find books appropriate for the grade level that you're teaching or that you're reading at, and if you already have a book, it will help you find the readability level of that book. This is the main Find a Book page on the Lexile framework. In the right-hand corner, you'll see Quick Search, and that is where you can type in the title, author, or the ISBN of the book that you are trying to find out the readability level of. In this case, I searched for Frankenstein by Mary Shelley to find the readability level of it for my science book club. And then it'll bring you to a list of all of the books that are in the website's glossary, and you just search for the one that you're looking for, and here I find mine, Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, and it is a 1020L readability level. So how do I know that 1020L is the level of a 10th grade student? Well, on the main page of Lexile, Find a Book, there's an option to where you can find your Lexile measure, and so we select 10th grade, and then on the right it gives you the Lexile range of a 10th grade, 920L to 1400, and 1020 lies right there in the middle. Now that I can measure the readability level of the book that I'm using, it's important to measure the readability level of my students. So the tool or strategy that I like to use is closed passages. When using this strategy, teachers should select a passage of about 275 to 300 words, and then I will show an example of this in just a moment, but we'll just go through the steps first. The first sentence of the passage will be left alone, completely alone. It'll look exactly how it does in the book. And then in your second sentence, you can choose any word and you delete that word from the sentence. And then from there on out, you will also delete every fifth word following that first word that you deleted. Your students will fill in the blanks with exact responses. And then at the end of the closed passage, the student will count the amount of words that they got correct by looking at the answer key. And these words should be filled in with exact responses. It shouldn't be taken for a grade. However, if the words are not the exact words that are used in the text, then it must be counted wrong. Once you've calculated the students' amount of words that they got right in the passage and multiplied that by 50 to get their number or percent of correctness in the passage, you can determine whether they're reading at the independent level, the instructional level, or the frustration level. If the majority of your students are reading at the frustration level, then it's probably because your text is too hard and you need to go down a level. But if most of them are reading in the instructional or independent level, then you're good to go. So here is an example from the Frankenstein book that I use in my book club to measure the readability level of my students. As you can see, we have every fifth word after my first word deleted, and then I have my key provided for the students to use after they have completed the first passage. Thank you, my friends, for tuning in to Miss Thomas's book club readability level tips. See you next time.